Hello and welcome to our fun, fresh, and totally unscripted series, Sorry to Bugg You, where we tour around campus on this electric buggy, looking around for people who'd hop in for a quick chat. Trust me, we're gonna spark some excited conversations. Hey Ishwar, sorry to bug you. Where are you headed?
We're just heading to Hub 4.
You want to join us for a quick chat? Sure.
You could also give me a lift to Hub 4.
Yes. Before that, let's just mic you up.
Okay.
So we're currently shooting for Sorry to Bug You, and you're a participant.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Alright.
So could you tell us briefly about what you do on campus?
I take care of the design department here. So, recently joined, and I find very enthusiastic team to head here, and the DNA of the design here is pretty much unique. Whatever we do here, we do a in-depth analysis of all design aspects. Yeah, and whatever you see growing up in the campus is a byproduct of the genius brains that we pick every day around.
True.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Speaking about the things that are growing up on campus and all of that. So Hub 4 is our latest commercial project that has
yes.
come into positioning at Karle Town Center. Could you tell us some cool facts about the structure?
Well, as you might know, out of 5 unique buildings that we are thinking of putting as a commercial hub here, Hub 4 is the latest one to be handed over, and I think it's the uniqueness of this project is its glass facade.
Yeah.
And the 16 floors and the efficiency of the buildings that we have achieved is amazing when you compare it with any other building in the city or a pan in India.
Oh, wow.
So I think it's quite an efficient building. 3 levels of parking that ensures parking is also sufficient for each tenant. Yeah, so in the coming times you will be seeing the facade also coming up. We have put a few mock-ups for the second scheme facade.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Great. So Rajam had touched upon these concepts of facades in season 1. So talk to us a little more about how these facades in Hub 4 are perhaps a little different from the ones in Hub 1 and Hub 2, or just a little more about facades that you can offer.
Okay, so see, building facade as we call it, it's nothing but the elevation or the sides of the building, right?
Okay.
So it gives the character to the building. So Hub 1 and Hub 2, as you can see, the facade is primarily curtain wall and ACP. Now ACP is aluminum composite panels.
Okay.
And it has given a very distinct character to the buildings. Yeah, so we have projected the fins, so these are kind of bays which have been created to get the view, and at the same time taking out the direct hit of the sunlight, so it makes the building more sustainable.
So facades need not always be in that shape.
Need not be.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, so whereas in Hub 4,
Yeah.
the facade is primarily a curtain wall, complete curtain wall.
Okay.
And we are giving it a second skin. Now, why second skin? It's like the second layering for the glass facade.
Right.
So while we are allowing the view from inside out,
Yeah.
at the same time it is giving a little bit of a protection to your facade, and it can reduce the heat ingress to the building.
Okay.
Yeah, so makes the building very friendly and makes the internal spaces more comfortable.
Right.
Yeah, and the second skin that I am talking about, it's perforated aluminum panels,
Yeah.
and it not only gives a very cool character to the building, but it also adds to the functionality. So it helps reduce your heat gains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Great. So architecture surely isn't a facade, right? So how do you think the field has evolved over the years, right?
Well, you might be seeing so many buildings being growing up here in the campus,
Yeah.
the commercial, and we have residential.
Yeah.
Now, the common factor here that we can discuss are the spaces. So, architecture is not just about the building envelope. It's the spaces, how efficient they are, how comfortable they are. So that's our main or the primary intention to build all these build forms.
True.
All right. So as we have evolved in a design, the spaces have been made very efficient. The space functionality has been optimized, and post-COVID also we have seen many changes into the preferences of the end user.
Yeah.
So be it residences or be it commercial buildings. In the commercial buildings we have tried to bring in many functions which are like the lift, which is touch sensitive.
Yes,
Or
yes.
in the toilets we have given motion sensors in the urinals. I mean,
Yeah.
these are just to speak about a little, about the user preferences in the architecture. So it's not just about facade, but it's about the user preferences, the functionality, and many more things to be considered.
Definitely. I mean, if we start talking about architecture, I'm pretty sure we could write an entire book about it and go
Absolutely.
on for hours.
Yep.
But it's very interesting that you bring up how COVID has changed the perception of the end user and how the developer sort of reacting
True.
accordingly, right?
True.
So for the theme for 2022's International Design Day was suspended in transition. I think you were also aware of that. What
Right.
it means for our users, just to touch upon, is that how old methods no longer are considered to be working, but new methods are yet to be found. So we are suspended in transition. So what's your take on how we can design, how design can move towards a better and a greener future?
Well, it's properly coined, I would say, suspended in transition.
Yes.
But I would rather call it as transition to awakening.
Oh wow, okay.
Why transition into awakening? Because sometimes we try to reinvent the wheel, whereas we need to actually take a pause and understand the old methods. Are we not adhering to the old methods in the right way?
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the point where I would emphasize on design thinking.
Yeah.
Design thinking needs to be augmented by lateral growth.
Okay.
So when we talk about the old methods in the construction, we need to see how they have been implemented in other places, other geographical locations,
Yeah.
and come up with instances where they have not worked out and rectify them.
Great. I mean, you've definitely offered a whole lot of insights into how the field of architecture is perhaps a lot bigger than just you and I can see. And given in the field in itself, it's so inspiring and all of that. I'm sure that this episode's something that everybody is going to remember. So that's a wrap for season 2, as this was the last episode. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
We'll just drop you to Hub 4 and you can get the morning started. Say bye to our viewers. Bye.
Bye.